Coming in at number 30, I have the Colorado Rockies. They are 1-3 right now. They managed to get a win over Tampa, but they're just a terrible, terrible team. Their starting pitching has actually had some pretty good starts, but they're not able to hit, and their bullpen is very, very bad. And I don't think their starting pitching is going to hold up either. They traded Nolan Jones for Tyler Freeman right before opening day, and they have not played Tyler Freeman at all, but he should be pretty good. They need to play him, and they might move up this list a little bit. I don't think they'll stay here, but for now, they're number 30. Coming in at number 29, we have a pretty fun team, the Miami Marlins. They've already walked off 3 games this season. They're 3-2. They're losing to the Mets right now. They are pretty fun. They have Otto Lopez, Xavier Edwards, Kyle Stowers. They have some pretty fun, exciting young bats. But right now, they're just not where they need to be a competitive team. Maybe they'll move up later in the year, like as these bats get more experience. They add some more pieces from the minor leagues. But for now, I have them at number 29. At number 28, I have the Chicago White Sox, rounding out that bottom tier teams I was talking about, with teams that are just like absolutely terrible. Now, once again, these White Sox have had some very good starts from their starting pitchers, but I do not believe that it is, repeatable. I do think that they are still very bad players. They are 2-2. I mean, they just put belt to ass to the Twins, but I don't really know how much that counts. The Twins are pretty bad too. But they're not as bad as I thought they would be so far, at least. I have them at number 28. The 27th best team in Major League Baseball is the Los Angeles Angels. They are 2-1 right now. They're in a close game with the Cardinals when I'm recording this, but I don't have time to wait for that. They beat the White Sox, big whoop, but they did that without Mike Trout. Mike Trout's been playing really bad so far, so I think that they could get better, but for now I have them at number 27. Their starting pitching has been a little rough, especially against that White Sox offense, and they also employ Tim Anderson, so how high can they really get? They're not a good team. They're going to sell. They're bad. At number 26, I had the Toronto Blue Jays. They're 2-2, but it's largely in part to Andres Gimenez having 3 home runs in 4 games, which, let me tell you, is not sustainable. I've watched him do this in Cleveland. He will not keep up this hitting. I love him, but he's just not a hitter. They also lost Max Scherzer on his first start. He's injured for a little while, so that's going to hurt them. Their starting pitching depth is not all that great. Bo Bichette might be back, which will boost them a little bit, but I have them at number 26 to start the year. At number 25, I have the Washington Nationals. I was really high on this team coming into the year, but they have just not lived up to expectations. Given in a 3-game span, they're 1-2. They lost the series to the Phillies. Their young bats like C.J. Abrams, James Wood, Jacob Young have just not showed up yet. I think they will, but for now, their offense is just not being good enough. They somehow managed to lose a start where Mackenzie Gore went 6 innings with 13 strikeouts. He might be good, but the Nationals are not. Next up, we have the Milwaukee Brewers, who got absolutely destroyed by the Yankees this past week. Whether or not the Yankees are cheating is one thing. They have the torpedo bats, and that allowed them to put up 32 runs in 2 games. But the Milwaukee pitching was still really bad. Like, even the special bats are not enough to make an offense do that. You need bad pitching, too. And their offense has actually done pretty good against the Yankees pitching, but it's just not good enough if the pitching is going to be this bad. I have them at number 24. New year, same old Mariners offense, and that has been their problem against the A's. And their starting pitching, which is supposed to carry them, also got knocked around a little bit by the Oakland Athletics, who we'll get to later on. I really like them. But I don't know. I think the starting pitching won't be a problem. I think they'll figure it out. They'll turn it around. I mean, Brian Wu and Logan Gilbert were still good, but Bryce Miller and Luis Castillo got hit around a little bit. But that batting is just so bad. The lineup is not good, and for that reason I have them at number 23. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs. Listen, I hate the Twins as much as the next guy, but this is not me being biased, and I say that the Twins are the 22nd best team in baseball. I mean, their offense has just been terrible against the Cardinals and the White Sox. Carlos Correa has a .083 OPS through 4 games. That is not very good. They just got built to ass by the White Sox. It's pretty bad. The pitching's been not great either. Bailey Ober was really bad yesterday, and they are the 22nd best team, and they are not a good team. I endured a full off-season of people once again claiming Rafael Devers is better than Jose Ramirez, just for him to start the season 0 for 16 with how many strikeouts? 12. That is insane. He has not been good. The whole team has not been good. They're 1-3. Walker Buehler looked really bad in his Red Sox debut. Tanner Houck does not look good. This is another team, though, that I think once Rafael figures it out, they will skyrocket up this list and be just fine. The Chicago Cubs come in at number 20. They actually look alright. I mean, Kyle Tucker looks as advertised. Peter Armstrong quite hasn't lived up to potential, but I think he'll come around. Their pitching has been pretty good. Matthew Boyd and Shota Imanaga in particular have had some pretty good starts. Their other starters have not been great, and their bullpen has been a pretty big weakness. But I can see this team turning it around. They're 2-4 right now, but 2 of those games were against the Dodgers in Tokyo. They were not winning those. I have them at number 20 to start the year. At number 19, we have the Oakland Athletics. They're doing exactly what I thought they would. This team is better than people think. I mean, their starting pitching was very good, given it was against the Mariners' offense, so does it really count, But, I mean, Tyler Soderstrom has 3 home runs already. Shea Langeliers looks a lot better. Most of their bats really haven't come around. Jacob Wilson finally got a home run yesterday. But like J.J. Bleday, Lawrence Butler, and Brent Rooker haven't been where I expected them to be. But I think they'll get better, and they're number 19 right now. At number 18, I have the Cincinnati Reds. Maybe I'm overrating them a little bit, but they've looked alright so far. And Elly De La Cruz hasn't really hit, and I think he will. So I project them to go upwards. Terry Francona already cost them a game by pitching Ian Gabo in a high-leverage inning. Which Reds fans, get used to it. It happens a lot. He's not the Tito he used to be, but their pitching hasn't been great, but they'll get better. For now, I have them at number 18 and moving upwards. At number 17, I have the Pittsburgh Pirates, and you might be thinking, what the heck? They're 1-3. How are they number 17 over other teams that are 3-1? Well, the thing is, they got walked off 3 times by the Marlins. I don't think that's repeatable. Their pitching staff has looked as advertised. They have 3.0 ERA, 1.5 ERA, 3.38, 1.8 through their 4 starts. Their bats haven't been great, but I think they can get better, especially Brian Reynolds. And O'Neal Cruz looks like him. I have them at number 17. If you would have told me a week ago that I would put the Braves at number 16 and feel like I'm overrating them, I would have called you crazy. But they have just been so bad. They're 0-4, and they don't have a single OPS in their lineup over 800 through 4 games. And Spencer Strangebach has been their only good starting pitcher. Everybody else looks washed. Chris Sale does not look like he's repeating what he did last year. Reynaldo Lopez is back to being a bum, and the bullpen has not been great either. I have them at number 16 and falling fast. The hardest part of early season power rankings is not overreacting to a very good start. But I do think that the Cardinals are legit. They absolutely destroyed the Twins in a 3-game series, sweeping them, and then they lost a close game to the Angels. Their offense has just looked really, really good so far, and same with their starting pitching. And their bullpen in that Twins series gave up 1 earned run the entire series, and that was from Kyle Lee. This team is low-key good. I think they can move up. They're the best team in the NL Central, and they're at number 15. At number 14, I have the Kansas City Royals. They have looked alright. I mean, they kept the series close with the Guardians. The only game they won, I will admit, they won because of luck. Honestly, they had a couple really lucky blue pits. The Guardians should have won all 3 games, but that's for another time. They did just dominate the Brewers last night. They put up 11 runs, so maybe the Brewers pitching is just really bad, or maybe the Royals offense is finally good. Bobby Witt Jr. didn't really hit in that Guardians series, and they still managed to keep it close, so I have them at number 14. Coming in at number 13, I have the 1-3 Detroit Tigers. Their record is very bad, but they were able to keep 2 of those games really close with the Dodgers, and they probably should have won one of them, but they got screwed by the umpires. They were able to pick up their first win of the season last night against the Mariners, and their team has actually performed pretty good. Manny Margot and Spencer Torkelson. Oh, yeah, Spencer Torkelson. Oh, breakout year is here. I'm so excited. I have him in fantasy already. I think he's been good. I have them at number 13. Coming in at number 12 is the San Francisco Giants. They've played pretty good so far. They're 3-1. And their offense has actually been alright, especially their outfield with Hilary Ramos, Luis Matos, and Wilmer Flores. Matt Chapman also looks like he's, prime Matt Chapman. Willie Adames hasn't really hit yet, but he will, so we know that their offense is only going to get even better. Justin Verlander looks like he's got one more season in him, but the pitching has been pretty bad. I have them at number 12 to start the year. The Rays looked very good against the Rockies. Given it is the Rockies, they did drop a game, but their starting pitchers all have FIPS under 1, which is insane. And their offense absolutely destroyed that Colorado Rockies pitching. Junior Caminero looks as advertised, and they've even got production from some, unusual sources like Johnny Lucia and Cameron Meisner, who had that walk-off in Game 1. Overall, I think the Rays are better than people thought, especially with that starting rotation. I have them at number 11 to start the year. Starting off the top 10, I have the Houston Astros. I was very low on this team to start the year, but they've proved me wrong. They're 2-1, uh, and their pitching has been better than I thought it would be. Spencer Arrighetti actually looked good. I thought he'd be bad, but their offense really hasn't hit. But I think they will, so that's why I have them this high. I think Christian Walker is not the player that we've seen so far. I think Isaac Paredes is going to hit. Jose Altuve is really the only offense they've had so far, but I think they'll get better. I have them at number 10 for now. I think they're way better than I thought. At number 9, I have my Cleveland Guardians, and I'm not being biased. They are the ninth best team in baseball. They should have won all 3 games against the Royals, and then they kind of got screwed last night against the Padres with that balk call, or the balk no call. But they've looked pretty good. Like, the offense is actually hitting for once. Like, we had 5 home runs in that Kansas City series, I think. Luis Ortiz didn't look good, but I think he'll get better. Tanner Bybee looked good. Gavin Williams looked really good. Clase blew a save, but, that won't keep up. They're number 9 for now. I have the Mets at number 8. Maybe they're a little high. They did lose a series to the Astros, who are number 10. But I do think that they're better than how they played. The only bat they really had in that whole Astros series was Juan Soto. Like, Pete Alonso and Lindor didn't really hit all that well. And their pitching was pretty bad. Tanner McGill had a good start, but their other starters were pretty mid. So that's still a big concern of mine, is how good their starting rotation is really going to be. But for now, I do have them at number 8, and I'll think they'll get better. At number 7, I have the Texas Rangers, who are 3-1. They took a series in Boston against the Red Sox, and they actually looked, I think, pretty good. Their outfield with Wyatt Langford, Tavares, and Garcia hit really well. But their infielders like Marcus Semien and Corey Seager haven't really hit yet, and they still managed to beat a pretty good team in Boston. The pitching, especially the top end, is really good. Jacob deGrom looks. Oh, I hope he stays healthy this year. He's going to be so good. But for now, I have them at number 7, and I think they're a really good team. Next up, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks. They did just split a series with the Cubs, but I think they were so much better than the Cubs in that series. Their offense just looks like they're going to be very good once again. I mean, Eugenio Suarez has 4 home runs in 4 games. He's just on a tear right now. Everybody else has been hitting really, really good. Josh Naylor looks so much better than he did in Cleveland. I already miss him. And the pitching has been all right, too. I mean, it's not been great, but I think they have room for improvement. I think they are number 6 right now. The 5th best team in Major League Baseball right now is the Baltimore Orioles. They did just, split a series with the Toronto Blue Jays, but Andres Gimenez was on a heater, so does that series really count? I don't know. Their starting pitching looks pretty bad. Their ERAs are bad, but their FIP is pretty good. So I think they'll be all right. They're better than we expected, at least. And their offense has been really good. Tyler O'Neill looks really, really good through 10 at bats, obviously, but this team has a chance to be even better than their expectations. The 4th best team in Major League Baseball is the San Diego Padres. They are undefeated so far. Given, I think they did not deserve to win last night against the Guardians, but that's my opinion. I'm a biased Guardians fan after all. But their offense has been very good. Gavin Sheets is on a heater right now. He absolutely destroyed us last night. Luis Ariz hasn't even hit yet, and their offense is still doing this good. And the rotation has been just fine. Easily swept the Atlanta Braves in a 4-game series, though. For that reason, I have them at number 4, and I think they're one of the better teams in Major League Baseball. At number 3, I have the Philadelphia Phillies. They're 3-1 right now. Their offense has looked very good so far. They don't really have anybody that's really underperforming, except maybe JT Realmuto. Their starting rotation is as good as always. Aaron Nola had a blow-up start, but I'm not reading too much into it. I think the Nationals' offense was just really good that day. I think he'll be back to normal, back to being dominant in a little bit. The bullpen was honestly a little shaky against the Nationals, but they were able to get the job done. I have them at number 3. The 2nd best team in Major League Baseball are the New York Yankees. They absolutely demolished the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, I will say this. I think that they are torpedo bat merchants. I think that once these bats get banned, and they should, I think the Yankees will come back to normal. They'll still be a good team, but I don't think they're the 2nd best team in Major League Baseball. Their starting pitching was a little bit rough against the Brewers, but I mean, if you score 32 runs in 2 games, you're going to win both of those games. We'll see how they do the rest of the year, especially if those torpedo bats get banned, but for now, I have them at number 2. The best team in baseball is obviously the Los Angeles Dodgers. I tried so hard to find a reason to not put them here, but I couldn't. I would have had to put the Yankees up here if I really wanted the Dodgers to not be number 1. But I have them up here. They're the best team in baseball. They're, 5-0, 6-0 now? They beat the Tigers handily with a couple of walk-offs, and they dominated the Tokyo series. they're the number one for the time being. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. See ya.